If you are in the entrepreneurial space, I am sure you've heard of the limitless drug, the smart pill, however they call it. I'm sure you've heard about modafinil. So to get straight into the point, what is modafinil and what are its uses? Now, modafinil is an enhancing smart drug that it's used to treat daytime sleep-related disorders such as narcolepsy, sleep apnea, and it's used to make you feel more focused, alert, awake, and provide mental clarity. Now let's say what kind of people do take modafinil actually. Now generally speaking, people who take modafinil are people who want to perform at a really high level, especially mentally, without being affected by sleep deprivation. People like high performing entrepreneurs, especially in the startup space, people like politicians, astronauts, and generally people who want to get a lot of stuff done with high mental performance while sleeping less. Now let's take a look at the benefits of modafinil. What are they? And how does modafinil help you get more stuff done while sleeping less? So when you take modafinil, it takes about 45 minutes to an hour to reach that peak effect, to get that mental high. And after that, it's pretty consistent. You feel like for the next 8 to 12 hours, you can get a lot of stuff done. It gives you that laser focus, tunnel vision, and you're able to pretty much focus on your tasks without caring about what everyone else is doing around you. If you're in a public environment, if you are at home and you have your phone next to you and a notification comes up, you are not going to be giving a flying jack about that notification. You are going to be in a laser focused state without having a crash. So it takes about an hour to reach that peak, and it's consistent all the way until the half-life ends. The other benefit is that you maintain a really high level of mental performance and cognitive performance while being sleep deprived. So that could be good if you are in a state in which you're working around projects that require you to sleep less, but it is crucial for you to actually be able to perform and conduct high quality work without wasting time sleeping, right? Because you don't have enough time. So there it could be of great use. Being sleep deprived without taking modafinil, without aiding to such a drug would lead to not completing as much, not doing as much high quality work. It also improves your memory. So with high cognitive performance, obviously every aspect of your cognition is boosted. Therefore, your memory is also improved. You can remember things much better, and your ability to learn is much more boosted as opposed to being sleep deprived or normally without taking modafinil. It also has a mood enhancing effect. As a matter of fact, it has been used as an antidepressant, so boosts mood and makes you happier pretty much. Also, another thing that you might notice when supplementing with modafinil, when taking modafinil, whatever, is that your screen time, and more specifically your phone's screen time, will drastically decrease. And that is because when you are working from your computer, when you are working from your desktop, you're going to be laser focused. As I said, nothing is going to be distracting you, no notifications, nothing. Therefore, you're going to get more stuff done in the day. In the meanwhile, avoiding your iPhone, you're not going to be checking social media, you're not going to be checking TikTok, Reels, anything like that. You're going to be in a tunnel vision laser focused state. Nothing is going to be distracting you, and therefore this is why your screen time will decrease drastically. It is really like caffeine, like a smooth, strong dose of caffeine, but without the jittery feeling, without the jitters. So it really is a performance enhancer like caffeine is, and a nootropic, acts like a nootropic, but without the jitters. And also you will enter a flow state of mind with increased alertness, focus, and again, as I've told many times, tunnel vision, laser focus, even with the most boring, laborious tasks you can get your hands on. So the tasks that were once meant to make you procrastinate and you would not be able to easily complete are now going to be, you're going to be engaging with actual tasks in hand, and you're going to be finding it very hard to get distracted, very easy to get focused and engaged with them. So what are the side effects of modafinil? Because everything that is having an effect, whether that's good or bad. Well, for this occasion, if something has a good effect on your psychology, if it's something alters the way you think and the way you act, it's also going to be having some negative downsides, some side effects. So keep that in mind. And to start with the side effects, I'm gonna give you the most basic ones. And when I'm saying the most basic ones, I mean the most common ones, the usual ones that almost everyone who's taken modafinil has experienced them. And these are dizziness, headaches, feeling nauseous. You also get agitated very quickly. Well, most people face aggression. So you get aggressive very easy. You get agitated with like literally the smallest thing that it would seem like a joke to you in normal circumstances, but under the influence of modafinil, you will become agitated very quickly. And this is something that many people face and deal with. The other thing is that you become stressed and anxious. You become more stressed, more anxious for literally, it's like the same with caffeine. If you have a tendency for anxiety, you're easily becoming stressed and having the feelings of anxiety with caffeine. It's the same with modafinil here. Another thing to keep in mind with modafinil is that it makes every emotion more broad, more intense. So whether that's good or bad. If you had a good day at work, if you had some very good news, the good feelings are going to be much more intense, more intensified. You're going to be feeling even better. If you had some bad news, if you had running a business, you're always going to encounter bad news. The bad emotions that you're going to get are going to feel way worse than it should be. So keep that in mind as well. It intensifies the emotions that you're feeling, whether they're good or bad. And lastly, and this is a pretty obvious one, the problem that you might face when supplementing or taking modafinil is having issues with your sleep. And this is especially if you don't take care of your timing, if you don't time it right. Because as I said, it stays in your system. The half-life is about 8 to 12 hours. So if you're taking modafinil in the late afternoon, or in the early evening, you're definitely going to be facing some sleep issues with that, and therefore the loophole is never going to end. So you might also develop a dependency of modafinil because of that. So you need to be well aware of the timing when you take modafinil, pretty much. So yeah, guys, these were the side effects. These were the benefits of taking modafinil. Now, don't get me wrong, modafinil is a pretty good performance enhancer when it comes to certain occasions, meaning that it's easy to develop a dependency. So it shouldn't be a go-to when you're going to do work, but it could be beneficial to conducting high-quality work under stressful circumstances, under periods of sleep deprivation. So generally, you need to be aware of what are those side effects, because these side effects really lower your quality of everyday life. And by being under the influence of modafinil for more than 2 years, 3 years, you're gonna get you're not gonna be feeling it. And once you get off modafinil, you're not gonna be able to complete a single task without modafinil. So that's pretty detrimental as well to your performance. So yeah, guys, that was a pretty brief summary of the benefits, the side effects, what is modafinil, and which people use it actually. If you have something to add down below, if you have used modafinil yourself, you can let me know down in the comments. I will be more than glad to hear your take on this. And other than that, make sure to like the video, share this video with your friends, maybe click the notifications, the bell down below to get notified every time that I post a new video. Other than that, it was really a pleasure to have you today to my channel, and I cannot wait to see you on the next one. Peace.